So Mike has some options here. He can either cover this weight, or if he feels really good with the lines, he may try to bump this into a deuce here.
I think he's going to try to bump it in.
You'll see conservative players try to cover that weight, but you see Mike here. He's trying to bump that in.
Yeah, and I think you'll see Mike get aggressive way earlier in this game than he did last game. He's frustrated. He had chances and Kelly barely snuck out of that one.
And
the only time he had success was when he did get aggressive with Kelly and get him to fall into some of his traps.
And
Kelly's got to be feeling so good about getting out of that first game after some mistakes and having the first hammer. I think he'll make sure he scores. Unlike the first game where I would say go for it at 0-0. I think he's happy just getting the lead. He already has one game under his belt. I can't see him throw it off.
He pushed for it. It's a big opening lag right there, man.
Yeah. It's tough, man. When you just lose a tough one and then they come back and open up like that, that's a tough one to. So you're really going to see some aggressive play from Mike from here on out, I would say.
And some really conservative on Kelly's side. Over on board 12 with Mike Melton and Billy Melton. Looks like Billy Melton has pretty good control of the game here. I believe it is 12-6 Billy. Over on board 10, looks like Obi has a pretty commanding lead. Right now it's 11-5 Obi after losing the first game. Looks like Obi scored 3 more, so we should see a third game.
Mike just makes another great shot. Kelly can see it, but it doesn't really fall hard that way, so he's gonna have to shave that weight. But if anybody can do it, that's kind of Kelly's strength.
It's a great chip out.
Well, he's gonna have to do it again. One thing about Mike is usually when he has a weight to gauge and go around, he usually gets it in there. Looks like he's trying to not go quite as deep, so it doesn't come out as far. And didn't succeed, but he still put the pressure on Kelly. He still has to make a good shot here. Can't really get too cute with it and try to stick it. He'll just be happy if it's off the board. He let up on it. He's trying to stick it, man. It just shows you how good these pros are.
Now, this is the kind of thing I was talking about earlier in the game. Mike just buries 2 left crosses for deuces, but then he wants to lag right-handed. I mean, I know that's not his absolute way that he wants to lag is a left cross, but after burying 2 weights, left cross, you got a pretty good feel there. I'm going right back into left cross, and I don't want to lag left cross, you know.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, I would have been putting those in there free-handed probably.
Right.
But if I had just buried 2 free-handed that way, I would have lagged free-handed that way, of course.
And certain players may look at it and say, well, there's a whole bunch of board on the other side of that. These guys are way too good.
They're too good. They can repeat their stroke.
You give them
too good.
You give them a quarter of a board, and they're gonna still be able to get around that weight. So we'll see if Kelly wants to go short weight here. It's his second weight without the hammer.
I would think that he wouldn't, but he surprised me with a lot of shots this game so far, this match. I'm never throwing a short weight there in this situation whatsoever. Mike is never shooting at that weight. He's going to try to bump it 100 times in a row. And, you know, sometimes you let him bury himself by being too aggressive. But, you know, more often than not, he's going to get you into a situation you're uncomfortable with.
And so Kelly really wants that left finger shot open. If he passes that weight, there's a good chance that Mike throws that span into the rail and gets it to really bounce off and bury something.
I'm pretty sure Mike was trying to shave that weight, maybe tuck him behind there. But this is exactly why Kelly took that short weight off. He left his bread and butter open. And he'd like to stick this and probably drive it up. But it had to go. 4-point lead, and you already got a game under your belt. You got Mike trying to catch you with the lag on clean boards. I mean, he's in a good spot right now.
So Obi did complete game 2, so that Obi and Joshua Duddle will go into a third game here.
Looks like Mike got in there, maybe. Yep, barely if it doesn't roll back.
Yep, stayed in.
So Mike's not panicking.
That's a big, that's a big lag right there.
Yeah.
After giving up the first 4 points, being able to get a deuce in there, cut that lead in half. It's a bigger deuce lag than you think right there.
Yeah, most people, would still be pretty upset with this right now, but Mike feels just like that is in his mind evened up the game basically.
Especially with,
because he thinks he can create more action and he can always figure out a way.
And what he just, the lead that Kelly had the first game, how he diminished that lead. 4-2 game. It's a coin flip right now.
Yeah.
I don't think it's either person has a advantage. And I would say the same thing if it was 4-2 Mike. And it's still coin flip too early in a game. We saw how much can happen. So we talked earlier where if you really like the lag going one end, you're going to start controlling the frame, throwing short weights. This is what Kelly's doing. He just wants to try to control the frame. He's going to try to stick this weight. She's going to go ahead and go past it. So what he's trying to do here is
make Mike have to stick that deep one, or he'll have a free lag.
Yep. Or Mike can offer him too. Kelly loves that as well. But I think Mike's just going to try to smooth stick this blue weight.
Kelly got what he wanted, another free lag.
Again, you're not trying to get on 5 here.
No.
You got to keep your
Mike.
foot on their throat, and try to keep lagging yourself deuces.
Looks like he threw it pretty hot. You gonna stop? Yep. But I don't really blame him there. I mean, if he gets to 2 or 3 there, he takes a very commanding lead again, like last game, and he can kind of coast, barring mental mistakes. But I spoke with him in between matches, or in between these 2 games, and that one frame he did think that Mike had the hammer when he threw his hammer off the end of the board.
Yeah.
So, luckily it didn't bite him.
Looks like he's going to try to stick this weight. Looks like
Rogers got a 10-6, or Marcus has a 10-6 lead on Roger in game 2. Not sure who has a hammer. Marcus is shooting at a 2. Kelly just keeps trying to stick these with deep weights, keep control.
It's a good stick right there.
Mike takes the lead. Oh, he's trying to see if how many deuces it'll stick. So I would think, I wouldn't be surprised if he stuck it.
Me either. He may try to shoot it a little firmer.
Roll it
Maybe
over.
try to jam it in a little deeper, but that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
So
And I think he'd rather it be there in the middle of the board than
And-
over on that row where it just falls over to it.
I really think Mike wants him shooting and sticking this weight. That
Yeah,
wasn't
they
stick
still
speed
didn't.
for
They
Mike.
still didn't mark their points. I believe it's 5-4 Mike, right?
No, it's 3-4. It was 2-4 Kelly. Mike stole one going that way. Kelly's hammer come this way. Score's right. It's got to sit down.
Another aggressive shot, and that's not even close.
What you
Real
see here is
uncharacteristic mistakes, and you see that he's not in very good mood. He knows that wasn't a good shot.
he was not checking a shot there.
No. He wasn't practicing the freehand blast.
So even though Kelly still has the lead here, you do feel a sense of momentum shift right now, just based on how it's going.
Yeah, I would think Mike, in Mike's mind, he thinks he's the favorite in this game right now, even after being down 4-0. Rogers inched closer to Marcus over there. It was 10-6, now it's 11-9. Marcus
Marcus
still
going around
being
the weight.
aggressive, going around the weight at 11-9 against Roger. Ultra aggressive MZ play over there.
Team green light.
Green light all the way. And Roger's going around all of them, it looks like. Or is he trying to stick that deep? Oh, he runs into the back line. Marcus's unconventional play, he kind of gets Roger again. Roger never thinks he's going around that way.
No.
He's setting up a go around for himself, I'm sure, and Marcus just takes it. It looks like
It's covering it.
it comes up short, but 3 working at 11-9 against Roger's not a bad spot to be. I think he wanted it a little deeper.
Looks like that one's a pretty good lag right there.
Gonna be a 3.
Like I said, the momentum in this game is completely shifted.
Yeah.
That 4-0 lead that just disappeared, you just feel right now.
Yeah, and you know Kelly is upset with himself over some mental mistakes, and it shows in his body demeanor. Mike's getting comfortable. Looks like he's got the board down pretty well now. Looks like Billy closed out Mike on board 12. Roger goes to lag against 3. Looks like he lagged a 4. Oh, is that Marcus's lag? I'm sorry. Wow.
So Marcus just beat Roger. A $4,300 Calcutta just gets taken down by an $800 Calcutta. That's a big match right there. You know, earlier today, whenever the Calcutta finished, Marcus did say he wanted Roger first, and he got him.
2 straight. Wow. Impressive. He really did just go around away to 11-9. His hammer there.
So we'll see. I imagine Kelly wants to go ahead and stick this weight. He's throwing firm. Really surprised he doesn't stick that weight right there. It's a deep one. the most Mike's going to do there.
I would say Mike's just going to keep giving them clean boards with the field that Kelly has right now. He's throwing 2 off in a row that really weren't even close. I mean, I can't see Kelly throwing 3 in a row off, but I can't see him really getting aggressive here because he knows if he does, it's probably church.
You know, and a lot of times, you know, whenever you have a couple bad frames like that, you just want to score 1. You know, let's score 1. Let's get this leveled out a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to push.
He still knows he has another game if he loses.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to let this one get out of hand. Looks like Josh just stole the 2 to lag with.
So he's got to go a little bit.
He's going to get in there, maybe on the line almost.
It's a 1.
But that's understandable. I mean, he's probably happy with that. He just wants to stop the bleeding.
Like I said, scoring a 1 there is pretty big. Kelly's got to find a way to just slow this game down. You know, try to find a way that he can start taking back control of this game. He can start having Mike lag against 2 weights, 3 weights.
Yeah, it looks like Josh just lagged off with 2 working. 1
it's
working,
a 1
actually.
work, yeah.
2 to 2, he's not going to be happy with that.
Kelly puts a nice deep weight in there. I think ultimately, at the end of this frame, if Kelly can get Mike to lag on a clean board, he's happy with the way this frame goes. You know, he wants to try to take control of this game again, make Mike outlag him. You know, it's.
He'd love Mike to stick that way and stick it back.
So this
he's
is Kelly's
try to
3rd shot here.
Oh, it's his 3rd?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's still going to try to stick this way.
Stick it, I would think, yeah.
So you'll see Mike protect his hammer here. I'd imagine Mike protects it pretty, tries to get it on a rail, knowing that Kelly's not going around anything. Now, in my opinion, I'm trying to throw that on the other side of the board and make Kelly throw a hard right hand. You know, Kelly wants to throw that hard left hand more than he wants to throw that hard right hand. But he draws a stick. You got a free lag here.
I don't think this lag's going to be short.
No. This is a big part of this, big piece of this game right here.
Yeah, 2 or 3 here, and Mike really feels in control.
Yeah. And I think, you know, I think they want to lag going that way. So
he definitely threw it, I think. He can get around that.
It's got to go a little bit. No?
It's gone. And
oh,
wow. Wow. I would think that had to hit a dry spot.
I don't think
it was going off.
I don't think they need a rub.
Definitely no need for a rub.
So the way that you saw Kelly play the whole first game, very conservative, I'd expect the same from Mike here. This way it's going to go off the board.
Yeah, we had the exact same score last game, 10-5, and you just want to make that person have to lag 10 before you can lag 5. And at this level of players, it's not going to happen very often. Mike's the type of player, though, that he might just try to stick some of these on purpose and just show how good he is and get into it at, some situations that he shouldn't, just because that's how he plays. He's full throttle. Me here, I'm trying to keep everything clean and just lag 5 before he does 10.
there's some players that right here with their third weight, they may try to throw a 3 here, get a stick, possibly have a stick for 2, or you see, this, you try to draw a stick,
I would
get a
think
free lag.
Mike as easily could pass this an offer 2 or just try to stick it. He doesn't care if he sticks that way.
After seeing how well that stopped going that way, you may just want to lag that way for the rest of the game.
Yeah. It looked like he threw
So
it
it's
very
got to
well.
go. So now you'll see Kelly's going to go ahead and try to throw a trap weight here, get Mike to stick something. This may be a weight that Mike wants to stick. He's throwing it like he does. He may feel like it's deep enough. I think it's a good stick. There are some players that may try to create some action here. I don't know if Kelly's going to try to create action.
Try to stick
Yeah.
it.
So again, Mike will just try to stick this weight. It's deep enough that he doesn't feel like it's too much trouble. See Kelly, he's going to try to stick it back. I don't know if he got it over there.
Nope, not even close.
So this is Mike's third weight.
I believe so.
So instead of going in there and trying to cover this weight, Mike's just going to throw a short weight. I'd imagine Mike's going to throw a short weight here. If Kelly sticks this weight, he sticks it back. But what he doesn't want to do is try to cover this weight. It comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, if it comes out and then Kelly gets in there and sticks and he uses his weight as a cover.
Yeah. I mean, he could also throw a 2 on the other side of the board here. In these situations, myself, he still left him a shot to stick it and kind of roll in behind.
And we've seen that side of the board does pull in a little harder. I mean, a player I know like you, myself, Josh, we're throwing freehand to the right side of that weight and coming in and trying to stick and move that. I mean, I'm not throwing.
And he can do it with his finger shot, like we do.
See,
freehand.
He's lining up that freehand.
I think he'll end up going with the finger shot, though. He do it.
I just think you have to throw that shot way too hard.
Yeah.
So Mike's goal right here is get on 12.
Yeah.
He's not throwing this weight off. He's getting on 12 here.
This game has been almost identical as the last game, just in the other person's favor.
And
Score-wise and everything.
I personally think right there, I'm going in there and trying to stick that weight in. Especially after winning that first game, I'm going in there. If I can get in there and steal 2 there, but giving up 2 right there doesn't.
It's pretty much the game time, unless Mike makes some huge mental mistakes.
I think there's times in games where you can decide that you're either playing to win or not playing to lose. I think that's a pretty big time right there.
Yeah.
You may be extending the game a little bit by not giving up 4 in that frame, but
yeah, but in my opinion, you got to go in there and throw a finesse shot and try to get a little stick and roll. At least make Mike have to stick you back, even if you leave it open.
I mean,
just giving him a free 2 there is pretty much game time.
And I think 12-6 and 14-6 are pretty similar. I mean, you're not going to come back from those very often at this level.
Looks like Josh got a 2 working on Obi. I'm not sure.
So you'll see Mike is deeper here, but he's just going to go ahead and take off Kelly's blue weight here.
See, and most people would just go ahead and slam that. But Mike, he feels comfortable enough that he can just kind of.
And I think this is a freehand shot
To roll.
around the other wall. I'm trying to bury it.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
coming the other way.
Or right cross even. I don't think that was just a waste of action on the board,
Yeah.
in my opinion. I almost wouldn't even care if I bumped one of those, bumped that deep one, you know, create action up
Yeah.
there. You're down 6. If you are shooting, I'm sure he was trying to roll that deep one kind of behind that other one, but
Got a half hour
like you
left
said,
of
either
the
bump it
special
up, go
where
around them
you
both,
have to
leave a bunch of junk up there,
Yeah.
and just see what kind of happens.
So Josh had 3 working over on board 10 against Obi. Against Obi's hammer, Obi threw a freehand, ended up sticking the deep weight. So Obi takes the lead at 5-4 over on board
Needs
10.
to sit down a little bit, and it's a 4, and it might be a 4. You're gonna have to rub it probably.
I think
That's
it's a 4.
big lag. Yeah, it's a 4. So that's one way to get back in the ball game.
So Cameron pretty much just told us that he doesn't have to go do a finesse shot. He's just
Yeah.
going to lag a 4 and get back in the game that way. Surprised to see that weight go off the board. Now, if I'm Mike here, I think getting on 13 is a big number here.
Yeah.
You know, I know you want to get on 14, but I think 13 is pretty big.
Yeah.
Mike would love to be lagging against 1 here. I think
Yeah.
that gives you a green light. 12-11 is no different than 12-10 in my opinion. So I think you give yourself a chance to lag against 1 here and be relatively aggressive. Again, you'd like it. I mean, 13-10 is a lot better than 12-11, but you at least give yourself a chance to lag a deuce with only giving up 1, and you get the hammer coming back the other way.
Also, I think Kelly'd be totally happy with Mike just lagging on a clean board here and
Yeah.
taking 1 and
Yeah.
just being a lag away to tie it up. Could try to shoot it firm and drive it into it too. It's probably what I would try to do, or just blast it off and make Mike take his 1. I like making that into a deuce and making Mike have to make a shot.
You got options. I also think
I think I would like to roll it to the right more than the left. Ooh, that's a bad mistake there. Mike will be taking a 1 here, I would think. Then again, it's Mike. He didn't throw it too easy.
So the goal of the frame here on Mike's side is keep the board clean until Kelly's last weight, stick his last weight, get game on the board, and have Kelly lagging against either 1 or 2. He doesn't care if he sticks a 1 or a deuce. Make Kelly lag against game on board. Kelly's going to try to create action. Maybe Mike sticks something.
And a lot of times in these situations, Mike will stick 1 on purpose, which is kind of dumbfounding to me. But, you know, I can see him trying to stick that and roll it over to the rail, you know, just because he's that good. But here, I'm just trying to make sure that weight goes.
Looks like Josh has taken the lead over on board 10, 7-6, and he has hammer.
See there? He's not really shooting a blast like most people would there at that situation. I'm trying to put a 3 here down there and just hope for the best and see if maybe Mike pop it here. Mike just wants one anywhere on the board here, so Kelly's lagging against game. And 1 or 2 here is really not going to do you any good. He's going to be pushing for a deep one here. And it looks like he ran into Mike's weight and will score 1. It was not a very good effort. Stand blast. Looks like Warren will be playing on the board next to him if they are going to a third game, so we should see some exciting shots next to us as well. He'll be playing Bob Crum.
Kelly's still trying to get a stick here from Mike. So this is a situation where Mike may try to stick and roll this to the rail, which is, I mean, he let off that quite a bit.
Yeah, or just drive it in deeper. And that's a pretty safe way. I mean, you can get around that way, but the way that rail's dumping, I don't know. I think Kelly's just going to try to stick and roll and make Mike have to hit it with his hammer. Now Mike just has to outlag a 1. If he goes off, he still has a hammer 14-12. He threw it.
Looks pretty good.
Definitely looks like the lagging in there. So they'll be going to game 3. And this coin flip's going to be a big flip here.